Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nur Syafiqah binti Saiful Muluk. Today, we will presenting about the protection of building steel connection using cementitious spray coating. Before we look at how it works, let me explain what is cementitious spray coating. We all know that steel is a very strong material and is widely used in building construction. However, during a fire, steel can heat up very quickly. When the temperature becomes too high, the steel starts to lose its strength and may not be able to support the buildings properly. To solve this problem, we use cementitious spray coating. Is it a type of passive fire protection that is sprayed directly onto steel member and steel connection? The coating acts like a protective layer. It slows down the heat from reaching the steel, so the steel can stay strong for a longer time during a fire. This is very important because it helps the building remain stable, give people more time to evacuate safely, and allows firefighter more time to control the fire. Because of this benefit, cementitious spray coating is commonly used in buildings such as office, shopping mall, factories, warehouse, and high-rise buildings. Now, I will explain the purpose of installing cementitious spray coating. The first purpose is to protect the steel from fire. The coating covers the surface of the steel and acts as a barrier, so the heat from the fire cannot reach the steel too quickly. The second purpose is to slow down the increase in steel temperature. Normally, when steel reaches around 500 degrees Celsius, it starts to lose a lot of strength. By slowing down the heat, the coating helps the steel stay strong for a longer time. Another purpose is to keep the building stable during a fire. Steel connections are very important because they connect different parts of the structure together. If this connection becomes weak, the whole structure could be affected. So, protecting this connection is very important. Besides that, cementitious spray coating also improves safety. Since the building can remain stable for a long time, people have more time to leave the building safely. At the same time, firefighters also have more time to carry out rescue work and control the fire. Another purpose is to make the required fire-resistant rating. Depending on the building design, this coating can provide fire protection for about 1 to 4 hours. Lastly, using cementitious spray coating helps the building comply with fire safety requirement and building regulation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Cementitious. Now we will look at the method of installation of cementitious spray coating for steel connections. The first step is to prepare the surface of steel connections. The surface of the steel connection must be free from grease, dirt, rust, and loose paint. Then, a primer will be applied on the steel connection to create the cementitious spray coating. However, the type of steel must be checked whether to use a compatible anti-corrosion or a bonding agent before applying the primer. The next step is mesh installation. A steel mesh or a galvanized steel lug is installed by wrapping it around the steel connection so the spray coating cementitious could be secure. Next, the step of application the cementitious spray coating on the steel connections. The cementitious powder will be premixed before mixing it with water at the side. Then the application starts. The spray process will be using a specialized heavy-duty hopper gun. It will be pumped through the hose of the gun onto the steel connections. However, to achieve a thin layer of the coat, the second layer will be applied after the first layer had dried. We had to wait for the first layer to dry and set before applying the second layer, so a sloughing heavy material could be prevented. The last step of the method of installation is curing and finishing. After the spraying process has been done, the waiting time for it to fully cure takes about 24 to 48 hours before exposing it to an open space. Now, we'll be looking at the advantages of cementitious spray coating for steel connections. First of all, cementitious spray coating could enhance fire protection for the building. The method of spraying cementitious protection for the steel could strengthen the fire protection of the steel. Moreover, it could protect the building by a few hours so occupants have time to evacuate safely if fire occurs. Next advantages is it could maintain the building structure. The cementitious spray protection for steel connection is a 2-layer coat. Additionally, this could improve the longevity of the building, especially for a high-rise building such as factory. Next, this method is the most cheapest method. If you are opting for it, cementitious spray coating could provide protection for the building of up to 4 hours. However, the time span of the protection is depending on the thickness of the coating. Lastly, cementitious spray coating has the most lightweight finishing. This could not only reduce the dead load of the structure, but also lower the heat that traps inside the room.
Assalamualaikum, and my name is Shazada Aluna binti Shamsabadi. Today I'm going to present about the disadvantages of the method. Every system has a trace off, and cementitious fire protection is no exception. The first major disadvantages is its significant weight and bulkiness, because it requires a very thick application to be effective. removes the slip look of structural steel, making it highly unsuitable for connection joint element to be left exposed by the architectural design. Moving on to our second point, height vulnerability to cracking and debris. For this point, as we all know, buildings are sticky, they move. Structural vibrations and thermal movement can easily crack this rigid material over time, and when it cracks, it can easily flake off or break entirely away from the steel, leaving critical joints completely unprotected against the fire. To make matters worse, because this coating completely encases to the joint, it becomes impossible to visually inspect the steel connections for structural defects without physically hacking the material away. This leads us directly to the third disadvantage, which is a hidden but serious threat, hidden corrosion risk, or what the industry calls CUI, corrosion under insulation. This is because cementitious spray is a porous material, it can absorb water, and when this moisture gets trapped, leading to the hidden corrosion that secretly gets trapped, leading to hidden corrosion that secretly rusts the steel connections from the inside out. And once again, because of the thick casing, engineers cannot visually inspect the condition of the bolts and valves without completely damaging or destroying the coating first. Fourth, we have to look at the application process itself, which is a messy and destructive installation. The wet spraying process creates an airborne mist that sticks to absolutely everything, requiring intensive, extensive, and costly masking of nearby areas before work even begins. This messy application combined with high humidity often forces the neighboring construction trades, like electrical or dry welding, to completely halt their work. On top of that, it generates a significant amount of wet rebound and material waste on the floor that has to be painstakingly scrubbed up and disposed of. Our final disadvantages is how this method slows down the overall construction timeline. Before you even spray, it requires intense surface preparation, including cleaning, rust removal, and specific primers. Otherwise, the wet mix simply fails to stick. Once it applied, it needs a lengthy drying and curing period to reach its full fire rating strength, which often creates a massive project bottleneck. And lastly, it heavily weather dependent. It cannot be easily applied in freezing or highly humid conditions, making outdoor installation a logistical gamble for this method. Thank you. In conclusion, cementitious spray coatings serve as an essential passive fire protection system that are designed to insulate structural steel. Its primary job to delay temperature rise to prevent premature collapse and buying critical time, usually 1 to 4 hours, for occupant evacuation and firefighting operations. While it offers a superb advantages in fire resistance, enhanced structural longevity, and cost effectiveness for larger scale facilities, it clearly comes with a notable disadvantages. This includes a meticulous multi-step installation process, strict requirements for thorough surface preparation and priming, and a significant 24 to 48-hour curing downtime that can impact overall the construction schedule. Furthermore, despite these execution challenges, cementitious spray coating remains a vital and cost-effective fire protection method that safeguards steel structures from rapid structural failure during a fire. It significantly increases the evacuation time and building safety, making the cementitious coating